Hello, everyone. Listen, I want to share something with you. Starting in February of 2026, I'm going to be going live. I'm going to talk about the state of America, and I'm going to talk about what happens when a nation falls. Now, a lot of you will probably think this is going to be a traditional message, that I'm going to be sharing information that happens, that most people will share when they're talking about the fall of a nation. Well, that's not what I'm going to be sharing with you. And what I would like for you to understand is that America is in a state of free fall. And it's not a negative thing, but most of us are treating this like it's a negative thing because of the way it's affecting us. But we've got to take our personal ideas and our personal connections to this country. We've got to take them out of the picture if we want to really see what's going on. One of the things I do want to say is that there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of uncertainty, and there is a lot of energy, negative energy, or I would say low vibrational energy that is behind what people are seeing on the news, what they're seeing on social media, what people are experiencing individually in their lives on the local level. But I want to say this. It's so important that you understand that when a nation falls, there's something that happens before it falls. Normally, the thing that happens begins with an individual, not a president, not a politician, not a pastor, right? It is not these officials, these leaders, these authority figures that causes a nation to fall. And I want to really start to sharing with you, giving you more insight into what is happening. This is not just happening locally in the United States. This is happening globally. When there's a global free fall of any nation, of any country, then what the people have to do is understand how they caused the free fall, how they caused the country to fall. And I don't like using the word fall because so many of us are seeing the experiences that we're having as negative. We're seeing these experiences from a negative position, from a negative space. But if you say that you are raising your consciousness, and if you say that you are in this 5D reality, then you have got to start thinking from that place. You can no longer think from these low places where we're just looking at ICE, we're looking at Trump, we're looking at politicians, we're looking at celebrities, we're looking at our tables, we're looking at our pocketbooks. We have got to now change our language because we are still using 3D ideology, 3D definitions, and 3D explanations of what's happening to us. And we say that we're now in a 5D dimension. But let me share this with you. Everybody talked about 3D. Everybody talked about 5D. But how many people have you heard talking about 4D? Now, I'm only using these numbers to appease the mind of the masses that are using these numbers. I don't personally favor 3, 4, and 5D. I favor dimensionality, but not as far as numerology is concerned. But I do want to say that I would love to have you join me in February of 2026 when I go live. And I'm going to share with you what happens when a nation falls. I'm going to share with you why America fell and how it fell subtly. This did not happen overnight. This did not happen because we had a bad president. This did not happen because we have bad politicians. This did not happen because we have bad leadership. This is what's going to really shock so many people, is that we think that this nation failed, that it's lost its grip or it lost its foundation because of bad leadership. You've got to shift your focus. And when you shift your focus, then you can see all of the reasons that have affected the foundation of America. It's not just the Constitution. It's not just the law. It's not just politicians. It's not just the judiciary, right? It's just not the economy. It's just not it. There is something very subtle about what happens when a society decides that it no longer wants to follow and be guided by, be directed by the leadership of a country. So I'm going to be sharing this with you, and I really hope that you are able to join me. I am going to start doing more lives. I'm going to start talking more about the way I see things, because my perspective is a little different. I don't always follow the crowd. I don't always say the things that's going to make your ear tickle. But what I will say is this: the perspectives that I have most of the time is very odd. And I think we need oddity in 2026. We don't need familiarity. We don't need the same voices. We don't need the same language. We don't need the same energy. We don't need the same people repeating over and over and over again what their perspectives of what's happening, because we've been listening for a long time and nothing has changed. We've become more fearful. We've become more lonely. We've become more isolated. We've become more skeptical. We've become more overwhelmed. We've become very heavy. I talk to friends. I talk to family members, and they're looking at the state of America and they're saying this is not right. Well, what does this have to do with right and wrong? They look at ICE. They look at Trump. They look at the legal system. They look at all of the legislation that's going on. They look at the voting going on in Congress. What is wrong with our view? Why are we locked into a specific type of perspective of why this nation is falling? I'm pretty excited about the fall of this nation. I may not agree with the way people are responding to it, but I will say this: what you see now is a pillaging of a fallen nation. This is where people start to pillage from this nation, because America is a very rich economy and there's a lot to get from it while it's falling. It's almost like you're getting the spoils of war, or the spoils of a fallen leadership. And we're looking at Trump and we're focusing on Trump, what Trump is doing. Trump has no power. Trump's just a smart man. He knows how to pillage this nation. And he's using it through our military, through our armed forces. He's using it through ICE. He's using it through groups of people who are coming and gathering in his circle and who are supporting his ideas. But Trump is pillaging this nation, and every person that is supporting him is pillaging this nation. There's also people who are not supporting him that are pillaging this nation. And if you think all of these countries, these major countries like Russia, India, China, Africa, right? Mexico, Canada, Britain, all of these countries and all of these global communities are angry at the United States because of Trump. What if I was to tell you none of this is because of Trump? None of this is because of leadership. None of this is because of how this country is ran. It may be a reason behind the reason, but it is not the reason America is in free fall. And I just want you to join me. Stay tuned to this page because we have a lot to share. And I will be going live February 2026, which is my birthday month. February the 6th is my birthday. So I'm going to be sharing some stuff with you, and I hope you will join me. Just follow this page and I will give you the dates very, very soon. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Bye.